National Bank, your local carrier dealers, Lakeland University, Z-Bart, Cannon and Dunphy, Loyal Family Renovations, Tsunami Express Car Wash, Steamfitters Local 601, Big Fish Contracting, SVA, a professional services company, WeatherTight, and Network Health on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Josh Minan, attorney at Cannon and Dunphy.
Being a counselor at law means being a trusted advisor in our clients' time of need. When I meet people that have been hurt in an accident, there's usually a lot going on in their lives. Our role at Cannon and Dunphy is to take a lot of that off their plate and handle it for them. Not only do we offer legal expertise, but also heartfelt support to help those who've been wrongfully injured. That's what we do.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service.
It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey.
Riding with you every mile since 1977.
This one is way out there and gone.
There's no greater feeling than when your favorite baseball team hits a clutch home run. But wouldn't it be great if you could do that with your business? SVA Professional Services can help you do just that. We pride ourselves in providing measurable results for clients that span a multitude of industries in the service areas of accounting, tax, business consulting, and more. Get your own measurable results by visiting sva.com/home run. We'll see you at the park.
Hey Milwaukee, are you looking for a win? Try Unleaded 88. Unleaded 88 is available at lots of Wisconsin gas stations. It's cheaper than regular fuel, and it's better for your engine. Unleaded 88 is grown and produced by Wisconsin farmers. When you fill up with Unleaded 88, you save money, reduce pollution, get a cleaner engine, and you support local farmers. That's a win for all of us. Learn more at wibiofuels.org.
Covering the Crew all season long on WTMJ, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue. Here is your host, Dominic Cotroneo.
What a night of history at Target Field. Jacob Misiorowski, 6 perfect innings, had a chance in the 7th. Still a tremendous start to his career. Christian Yelich, a career-high 8 runs batted in. The Brewers scored 17 runs. Jackson Chourio had 3 walks. Jonah Bride threw a knuckleball. I mean, there is so much to talk about from this win. 17-6 the final. There was some position player pitching shenanigans at the end. This game was 12-2 entering the 9th inning before the position players got into the contest. And at that point, through 8 innings, the Twins only had 1 hit. And the Twins only have 1 hit against Brewers' regular pitchers. Jake Bauer's ERA took a tough hit today. But we're not going to play every run scoring. But man, what a fun night at Target Field. We'll talk about it with Jerry Augustine. 855-616-1620. That's the phone number. Again, 855-616-1620. The Saudi Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. Get those texts in, get those calls in. But first, let's get you caught up with the highlight recap.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Brought it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is done!
Time for tonight's highlights.
An ace-off in this one. You wouldn't believe it by the final score, but we'll explain. Joe Ryan and Jacob Misiorowski, his 2nd career start. And 3 batters into this contest, he picked up where he left off, getting strikeouts, throwing strikes, and maybe the most embarrassing strikeout of the year.
Full vote on Castro. Correa's on deck. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Castro ends up on his backside. That is what we call a sword, everybody. And that was filthy. My goodness.
Jeff Levering on the call. A perfect slider that started on the inside quarter, ends up in off the plate. Castro was fooled. You've seen it on social media by now. Joe Ryan, though, on the other side, he only faced 1 over the minimum in the first 3 innings of this contest. In fact, The Brewers didn't even have a hit until the 5th, and that was quickly erased on a line-out double play by Isaac Collins hitting to the first baseman Cody Clemens. In the bottom of the 5th, though, there's still no hits. There's still no base runners for the Twins. And in any perfect game, in any no-hitter, when your radar is up, there's always a play, something you circle, something you star. The Brewers got that play in the 5th.
1 out of Jeffers. Line drive to left. Coming on Collins. He slides and makes the catch. Jeffers is out. And a tip of the hat from Jacob Mizorowski and Isaac Collins sliding catch for out number 2.
That was huge. The next batter, Brooks Lee.
62 pitches for him, 3-2. Lee waits. Mizorowski deals. Struck him out. 101 down and in, and Mizorowski is perfect through 5.
So the Brewers' only run at this point has scored on a sacrifice fly from William Contreras in the 4th inning. It's 1-0. Try to give Miz some run support, shall you? With 1 out, top of the order coming up in the 6th. Sal Frelick lines a single into right field. Then Jackson Chourio with a 2-2 pitch.
2-2 coming, runner goes. Swing and a liner to right center field. That is going to be down, and Wallner knocks it down. Frelick is going to be sent around third. Here comes the throw from Correa. It's on line and late. To third goes Chourio. It's 2-0 Brewers.
That was a great read by Chourio to get to third. It chased Ryan out of the game with 3 runs against him, not getting through 6th. 1 pitch later, they bring in the lefty, Danny Coulombe for Yelich.
Runner at third, 1 away, the pitch. Line drive, base hit left field. It's 3-0 Brewers. Yelich a big turnaround first. He stays put. And on the first pitch he sees from Coulombe, puts the finishing touches on the Joe Ryan night.
All right, so it's 3-0 Brewers. Miz goes back out there for the bottom of the 6th, 7-8-9. A ground out by Bader. A strikeout by Clemens. Then he fell behind on Christian Vasquez.
Fly ball, left center field. Collins is back. Still back at the wall. Makes the catch. And the inning is over. That ball had a good flight path from Christian Vasquez, but it died right in front of the Brewers bullpen. And Jacob Mizorowski is perfect through 6.
Jeff Levering's call. Now, we haven't heard from Lane yet, but here he comes into the 7th, one of the best innings of the year for the Crew. 4 straight singles, plated 2 runs in the 7th inning. RBIs from Joey Ortiz and Sal Frelick. Then Chourio drew his 3rd walk of the game that loaded the bases for Christian Yelich, and once again, they go to another lefty. They go to Joey Wentz to go left on left. Big
Yelich, bouncing ball inside the third base bag and all the way down into the left field corner. When Joey Ortiz is in, Frelick is in, Chourio around third. He's going to score. It's a 3-run double for Yelich, and the Brewers have broken it open here in the 7th. It is 8-0 Crew.
In the process, though, they iced Jacob Mizorowski. A 25-minute wait for him to come back out. All the adrenaline was gone. A 4-pitch walk to Byron Buxton. There's the first base runner. Then a 2-run homer by Matt Wallner. He didn't even know he hit it out over the limestone in right field. There's the first hit allowed in Jacob Mizorowski's career. 11 innings. It's the most by a starting pitcher since 1900 in the modern era. No starter has started their career with 11 no-hit innings. Jacob Mizorowski makes history. The Brewers added on a bunch of runs later. Christian Yelich got up to 8 runs batted in. Some of those were off a position player. Who cares? It's a career high for him. It matches a franchise record. What a night. 17-6, the final. The Brewers win. Jacob Mizorowski's the story. The offense was great, but we got to talk about Miz with the one, the only Jerry Augustine coming up next here on 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Baseball is back. Brian Balaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
It's not summer in Milwaukee without baseball and live music. Get the best of both when the Brewers take on the Rockies, featuring a post-game concert by Nelly June 27th and a Pat Murphy bobble on the 28th. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
What a win. What a fun night to watch some ball. Welcome into Brewers Extra Innings. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Jerry Augustine is with us as well. I want to remind you that BEI All Year Long is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. If you're looking for a banking partner that truly understands your business needs, look no further than Fifth Third Bank. They've got a local team right here in Milwaukee and know how to hit it out of the park every time. For 15 years, they've been serving our community with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. It all is going to help your business thrive. Experience a unique commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC. Jerry Augustine, man, this was one of the nights that I'm really happy to have you on the program because, wow, 6 perfect innings, goes into the 7th. Let's get this out of the way at the top. I'm 100% on board with sending them back out there, even with the delay. That was an opportunity you may never get again, to be 6 perfect innings with a pitch count at only 80. You got to go till it goes. And, well, the adrenaline flowed out, and then we saw how that 7th inning ended. I'm 100% on Murph's side to send him back out there.
I agree. I think when you get in that situation. I know there was a long inning. Some people said it was like 20, 25-minute inning. We scored a bunch of runs, put the game on ice. But, giving the young man a chance to get back out there, and he had thrown. He was so efficient. You're looking at a young man that throws the ball, had 29 fast pitches that were above 100, were 100 or above tonight. He was so efficient, throwing at 70% strikes. Usually don't see guys with that type of velocity, that type of stuff, throw 70% strikes. He was just dynamic tonight. I thought tonight he was even sharper than he was last time. Threw the ball very well, commanded the strike zone, and really uses his pitches well.
Until that 7th inning, Augie, in total, Mizorowski only had 3 3-ball counts in the first 18 batters of this game. And for a guy that's number one knock against him is his command. I know he walked Buxton in the 7th inning, but again, he went twice through the order without a walk with 6 strikeouts on only 80 pitches. It's one thing to give a compliment to major league hitters. We saw a lot of foul balls on 100-plus miles an hour, right? 29 pitches over 100 miles an hour. But yet, he wasn't fazed by that. He wasn't getting frustrated. This is the big leagues. These guys see 100 all the time. He used his other tools to get through this game, the curve and the slider in particular. He only had 9 swings and misses in the game, which sounds like a low number, but to, use a cliche, he was a pitcher tonight. He wasn't just a thrower, which is why everyone's excited about this kid.
There's no doubt. You talk about the number one thing. You have a guy with this type of stuff that's, like we just talked about earlier, throwing the ball over 100 miles an hour 29 times in a ball game. You're looking at saying that, the efficiency is not going to be there. He's not going to be able to throw strikes, but I think what's so neat about what this young man has been able to do is how he goes out there and he's got an idea about what he wants to do. There's no doubt that he knows that he's got the idea that, you know what, I'm going to prove to myself that I belong here. I'm going to prove to Major League Baseball that I'm a Major League pitcher. But to go out there and do what he does and do it efficiently is so impressive tonight. It's over 70% strikes. Going out there, like you said, only 3-ball counts in the first 6 innings. That's unbelievable for a guy who throws like that. But he's got this confidence. He got that understanding of what he has to do here. And he says, what I'm going to do, I trust my catcher. He knows what I need to do to be a good pitcher. I'm just going to concentrate on perfecting the pitch and locating the pitches where I have to. And he's been very successful at it.
Of the 20 batters he faced tonight, 14 of them had a 2-strike count on them. And he's somebody that is showing off the slider as much as he – and I got to ask you about that Willie Castro swing and miss on the slider in the first inning. If that's not an introduction to say, all right, I hear this kid's got 100 and this 96-mile-an-hour slider. Let me see it for myself. All right, I'm ready for the 100. Oh, my goodness, it's about to hit me in the knuckles. And then he falls, and it's incredible. It's another reminder that, yes, there's tape on everybody, Augie, but until you're in the box, until you've actually experienced it, which what these big leaguers are doing for the first time against Miz, this is something they've never really seen before, that kind of movement with that kind of velocity.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's got such confidence in his pitches. I think we talk so much as why he wasn't up there before. Was he perfecting his pitches? No, he's always had the pitches. He's had the fastball, the slider, the curveball. Now he's using his changeup. I think he had a strike on the fifth or sixth inning with a strike with a changeup. But he's perfecting those pitches. But more than anything, he's trying to understand of what he needs to do on a consistent basis to be a quality pitcher in the major leagues. And just to go out there and understand that, you know what, when you execute pitches, you throw them to spots where they belong, good things are going to happen. And, if you haven't seen him, the ball comes out of his hand and just explodes. He's a tall guy, long arm, ball gets on you in a hurry. But not even that it gets on in a hurry, he locates it so well. He doesn't pitch in the middle of the plate. He pitches to the edge, and he really expands the strike zone. So I'll tell you what, it's just amazing. He's the type of pitcher that comes into a ball club and all of a sudden makes that ball club better. And I'll tell you what, he's already done it in his first 2 starts.
What do you think about his attitude? Because we see him clapping his hands, smiling, kind of a happy-go-lucky kid. I mean, he's a Missouri kid, and quite frankly, very humble, just sort of like, yeah, I mean, I throw 100. I just try to throw as hard as I can on every pitch, and it seems to work out. I mean, he's not like this. I'm not trying to say this as a knock. I'm not trying to say like, oh my gosh, why isn't he caring more? Why isn't he more locked in? Like, this is what kind of makes Mizorowski is this sort of, oh shucks, I throw 100 too. Good luck hitting this. But then there's this edge to him where it's like, yes, another strike. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that was nasty. Like, it's just a different, refreshing moment to not see a robot out there on the mound because this dude is enjoying his craft.
I think you said it perfectly right there. He's enjoying it. He's having fun. And I think that's where you look at this, the quality of this, what the Brewers have done in this organization with their pitchers and having a pitching coach like Chris Hook. Chris Hook likes the mechanics, yeah. He's going to take your pitches and he's going to make your pitches better. He's going to make sure that the quality of your pitches are supposed to be where they're supposed, where they have to be a quality major league pitcher. But I think the big thing is he understands the mental aspect of it. When you go out in the ball game and you execute and you perfect your game a way you want to be, you can have fun doing it. And I think right now, Miz is up here saying, I've heard so much about it. Yes, I know in the back of my mind, I'm going to go home each and every night and say, hey, you know what? Next time I want to be better than I was last time, and to perfect his game and be a quality major league pitcher. But he's having fun because what he's been able to do is to execute, and when he executes, good things are happening.
I'm just sitting here flabbergasted, impressed, and sort of getting ahead of myself of thinking like, He just threw 11 no-hit innings to start his big league career, which set a major league record. Like, again, the modern era goes back to 1900, Augie. 1900. No starter ever has started their career with 11 no-hit innings. Ever. Like, this is insane. I can't actually get it out of what we have witnessed here in Milwaukee. And he's a homegrown junior college, Crowder College stand-up. What a story brewing in Milwaukee.
Look at what Paul Skeens did when he came to the major leagues. Everybody wanted to go out and see him pitch. Everybody wanted to see what he was going to do every time he went out there. His ability, one of the best pitchers that ever come up in the game of baseball. I think when you look at Miz, I think you're looking at a young man that says, you know what? I have that ability. I have the ability to pitch a big. I've worked very hard. I've understood. I've taken not only the physical part of my game to say I perfected it. I'm perfecting my fastball. I'm locating it. I'm not walking guys. I'm staying ahead of hitter. I'm efficient with all my pitches. But the mental side of it is saying, hey, you know what? I understand what it is to go out and have good sequences and pitcher sequences and understand how hitters are going to face me. I know that baseball is a great game, and it's not always going to be this easy, but it's how I go out and perfect myself to be the best pitcher. And I think that comes with this organization going down and saying, you have all this stuff, now let's take the mental part of it. And I just think of when Paul Skeens came up and how everybody just wanted to see him pitch. I'm going to tell you what, after the first two starts, there's a lot of teams and a lot of organizations and a lot of people in baseball that want to see Mizorowski pitch right now.
I mean, he is must-see TV right now, in my opinion. We've talked plenty about Miz. I'm sure other people are going to want to talk about him, too. 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. Hey, they scored 17 runs. We've got to talk a little offense. More on that with Jerry Augustine after this on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
For over 50 years, Cousin Subs has celebrated and embraced the traditions of their home state of Wisconsin. And now, Cousins will be honoring a Wisconsin tradition like no other with their Pull Tab giveaway promo. Now through July 6th, while supplies last, guests will receive a Cousins Pull Tab with a sub or sub-inable purchase for a chance to win Cousins Subs for a year and much more. For additional info and official rules, visit cousinsubs.com/pulltabs. One pull tab per customer per transaction per day. To receive a pull tab with no purchase necessary, see official rules.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at amazonbusiness.com.
What would your community be like without UW-Madison? The UW is one of the country's leading hubs for supporting life-changing research. UW-Madison helps make a healthier Wisconsin, build strong businesses, and win the war for workforce talent, not just in Madison, but across our entire state. Visit uwalumni.com/UW5 to tell your legislators to support UW-Madison in the Wisconsin state budget. That's uwalumni.com/UW5. Paid for by the Wisconsin Alumni Association.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Welcome back to Brewers Extra Innings.
Brewers win 17-6. What a fun night at Target Field. They take the opener against the Twins. With Jerry Augustine, I'm Dom Cotroneo. A few texts that have come in here as well. What a win. A lot of ball to play. But I could not be more excited for the future of our pitching staff and the potential rotation for next year. Peralta, Mizarowski, Patrick, Henderson, Priester, and Gasser's coming back, and Carlos Rodriguez and Tobias Myers, all in AAA, all controllable for at least 3 more years. The future is bright. Alex from Oshkosh, congrats to Yelich, new career high, 8 RBIs. Send this guy to the All-Star game. Doug, with Miz in the rotation now and Yelich looking like 2018, I'm seeing another winning streak. Let's gain more ground. They are hot again. On that note, Augie, I remember doing the post-game show after that Saturday night loss when they lost the series the last time the Brewers saw the Twins, May 17th. They were 4 games under 500 on that day. They were 21-15. The Twins were in the midst of that 13-game winning streak that they went on. And I simply openly said, the Brewers don't need to win 13 games in a row, but they just need to win, have a stretch where they go, 12-5 and feel like they're in this. And well, since that series loss, and then starting with the win that Sunday against the Twins, the Brewers have the best record in the National League. They are 20-10 over their last 30, starting with the last time they faced the Twins. And a lot of it has to do with the offense, but overall, we have seen this team turn the corner and make themselves legitimate contenders for the postseason.
Yeah, Dave, you look at this offense and, we scored 17 runs. We had 19 hits tonight. But you got to look at there's a lot of really high points in it. The Christian Yelich, 8 RBIs, not scoring a run. First he was 0 for 2, ends up with going 4 for 4 the next 4 at-bats with 8 RBIs, doesn't score a run, doesn't hit the home run. It's got the way he's been swinging the bat lately has got to be good. Frelick at the top of the batting order, 3 for 5 tonight with 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs. But I think when you go down the order, there's guys like, and you've talked about it in the last week, is Collins continually gives good at bats. Whether he makes out, he hits the ball hard, he puts the ball in play. And I'll tell you what, we talked about it the last time I was on with you, is Joey Ortiz. He is starting to come around, swinging the bat much better, coming up with big base hits, being patient at the plate. When you look at the 19 hits and the 17 runs, there's got to be a lot of positives. But you see that things are happening about guys that needed to get better, that we're in a little bit of a rut, are starting to swing the bat better. It is really good to see.
Well, I want to give all the love to Joey Ortiz, and I promise we'll give plenty of love to Joey Ortiz because he's above the Mendoza line. But offensively, we got to talk about Yelly because 8 runs batted in, 4 for 6 at the plate, 2 doubles. One of them missed a grand slam by about a foot. New career high, 8 runs batted in for Yelich. Also, all of it coming in the 6th inning or later for him, and also 3 of his 4 hits coming off of a left-handed pitcher, Augie. I think that is the biggest development for Yelly, given it was how cold he was in the beginning of the year against lefties. And ever since that home run against Tanner Banks in Philly, that left-on-left opposite field homer, he's been a different guy against southpaws, which is going to be key for him moving forward.
I totally agree with you. I thought the double off of Wentz where he hit the ball down the third base line, what a great at-bat. That's the Yelly that you look at saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to take a pitch and I'm going to hit it wherever it is. I'm going to have a good at-bat. I'm going to be patient at the plate. I'm going to put a good swing on it. And I thought that was such a good at-bat, something the Brewers needed right at that time. But to come up there and take that pitch on the outside part of the plate, hit it down the third baseline, score all the runs on the base where the bases were loaded, I thought that was an excellent at-bat. And it's just a sign now. When you see Yelly hitting the ball to all fields, being patient at the plate, he's starting to come around. And I'll tell you what, if he starts swinging the bat good, he is one of those key guys in that lineup. He starts swinging and just everybody starts to chime in. Everybody starts to get patient at the plate, and everybody goes up to the plate and helping this ball club. But getting Yelly swinging the bat good is very important for this ball club.
Here's another stat for you as well. This goes back to May 25th, talking about Christian Yelich, in particularly against lefties. Yelly, in his last 35 plate appearances against left-handed pitchers, is hitting .412 with an OPS over 1,000. He has not drawn a walk against the lefties because he's seeing a lot of strikes because they're trying to attack him. But he's got 14 hits. 4 of them are for extra bases, including that home run against Tanner Banks. He's got a .429 on base and a .588 slugging against lefties over his last 35 plate appearances. And I know William Contreras hasn't clicked into gear, but if teams are going to keep going to lefties for Yelich with Contreras right behind him, Williams going to get more opportunities against lefties. And once he clicks against lefties, look out, because this middle of the order would look unstoppable by that point.
You know, since that home run that he hit off the lefty that you were talking about, well, I'll tell you what, lefties have tried to come in on him. And I think the one thing that Christian has done, he's been very patient at the plate. It looks like he's seen the ball a little bit better, but he's really laying off that inside pitch. He's looking for a pitch that you get to him on the outside part of the plate. That ball was out away from him tonight, and he just went and slapped it the opposite way. That's Christian Yelich, and I just see that. I think that his patience at the plate, trying to hit good pitches, not going after pitches that he sometimes has problem with a lefty getting in on him. He'll take that pitch away and put a good swing on it. I think that's been huge in his last several weeks of been swinging the bat. And you're right. If Yelich starts swinging the bat and they start bringing lefties in, you know darn well that Contreras is going to start swinging the bat much well too.
Because he's the guy that's kind of the last piece that, like, you click that key and he gets going again, this team can contend for the Central, not just for a wild card. And that's what I'm most excited about with him. One more segment with Jerry Augustine. We go a little down the box score, point out a few other performances that we want to highlight as well. 855-616-1620 is the phone number, 855-616-1620, right here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Welcome back. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electric. Since 1912, Cider's been your go-to for home comfort. And through the end of June, you can take $10 off an AC tune-up. Call Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, or schedule online at cider, SEIDER.com. With Jerry Augustine, I'm Dom Cotroneo. I just kind of want to go back and forth here, Augie. I'll give you the first serve of point out somebody in today's game that isn't Christian Yelich and isn't Jacob Misiorowski of a performance you want to point out.
I like Sal Frelick. I think Murph has made a great move. You know, we saw Terang for a little spurt was just struggling a little bit at the plate, putting the ball in play or pitching him in there, striking him out a little bit, getting the ball in on him a little bit. So what he did is he took a guy who was swinging the bat pretty good down that lineup, and he put Sal in that leadoff spot. since he's been in a leadoff spot, he has been swinging the bat so well. He's been a little bit of an igniter with this offense because he's had such good at bats. So I think there's one guy that I like to point out tonight, and a guy that's really been there for the last week since they put him in that leadoff spot. I think it's Sal Frelick.
Yeah, Frelick's done a really, really nice job. 3 hits today, all singles, a couple of hard hit balls today, too, including a sacrifice fly. His batting average is back up to 293. I'm going to go with the guy who hit right behind him, Jackson Chourio. Duh. 2 for 3, 2 doubles, 3 runs batted in, and 3 walks to match a career high. I tweeted this a while ago, Augie, and the pace that Chourio is on, he's going to have to get back on the horse here again. But Chourio, with 2 more extra base hits today, now has 37 extra base hits on the season. That's among league leaders. But he's still nearly on the pace to have 70 extra base hits this season. He would join some elite company of players 21 and younger to have a 70 extra base hit season. I'm talking like Ted Williams. I'm talking like Mike Trout. I'm talking like Willie Mays. Like, this is some freak stuff we're seeing from Chourio. Oh, but he doesn't walk enough. No, stop it. This dude has 37 extra base hits in 75 games so far.
It's pretty special, I tell you. And you notice lately he's been taking more pitches, going deeper in the counts, getting better pitches to hit, and hitting the ball the opposite way. When he got hot last year, he started swinging the bat pretty well. He's a little patient at the plate, hitting the ball the opposite way. I agree with you. I think he's such a key, and now you see him tonight with getting on base 3 times, 3 walks. It's pretty special when you see him do that. It shows that he's starting to be a little bit patient, getting good pitches hit and putting good swings on it.
All right, I'll let you pick one more player, and I have a feeling I know who it's going to be for a highlight performance that you want to talk about.
I like the top 6 guys that the way Murphy's got them. I think you can interchange guys. I think you got 3 guys you can lead off there. You got Fraley, Chourio, or Trang. A lot of things you do. I like Hoskins where he is. You know, he's up and down. He swings that, but he comes up with some big base hits. I like Collins. I'll tell you what, if there's a guy that has stepped up to the plate and has really done a good job and gives you some really good at-bats in that 7th slot, and that's where Murph has had him over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, is Collins. He's really come up with some big base hits. He gives you good base hits. He draws walks. If there's a guy in that lineup that has been able to stretch that lineup just a little bit and add to the lineup, I think it's Collins.
Yeah, Collins has been a revelation. He's playing in his hometown now as well. He gets on base twice and could have had more if it wasn't for a great play on Cody Clemens, making a great double play on him earlier. I mean, Collins continues to swing a hot bat. His OPS is over 1,000 still for the month of June in the 13 games he's played. All right, I'll go to Joey Ortiz since you shouted him out earlier. Again, he's above the Mendoza line. 3 for 5, 3 singles, 3 runs batted in for Joey. Still 2 strikeouts, but you're seeing the confidence return. The defense that he played in Chicago was incredible. Now we're seeing him get 2 strike hits. We're seeing him deliver, get a new season high with 3 runs batted in today. We talk about it all the time. This bottom third of the order, if you get anything out of them, right, 7, 8, 9, rookie, sophomore, if you get anything out of those guys, you're generally going to win the game. And, well, the Brewers got 6 hits from those 3 guys tonight and also scored a total of 7 runs from those guys. Good things happen when the bottom of the order is churning. It doesn't happen like that every game. But, oh, by the way, don't look now, but Joey Ortiz in the month of June is hitting over 260 and continues to show, okay, I'm coming out of this. And the only way out is through. Keep on swinging. It's how I end every broadcast, and Joey Ortiz keeps on swinging.
I agree with you. You look him on the defensive side, such a pure shortstop. I mean, it seems like when he feels the ball, everything is so easy. He's got that great arm. I think defensively, he's just been a star in the field, playing very well. But you see him getting on the base now. A couple weeks back, he get on base once every 7 or 8 times and 9 times at bat, and he look at where the ball was hit. He's getting on base now. He's smiling. So, Dom, I agree with you. I think Joey Ortiz is really starting to swing the bat well, being patient, hitting the ball to all fields, and you get that, like you said. You get some things out of that 7, 8, and 9 part of the batting order this is going to be a very, very dangerous ball club.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Augie, I made you stay up late for this one, but I think it was well worth it. We saw 6 perfect innings from Mizorowski, a big blowout win over the Twins, and we'll talk plenty more tomorrow, hopefully after a series winner.
Yeah, they're playing good right now. It'd be nice to be on the road. All about winning series, and it's up to Quintana tomorrow to go and pitch a good ball game. Tomorrow's a big game for them to win this series. Do it tomorrow. Hopefully, you can get a sweep.
Yep, it would be really fun to see. Jerry Augustine, former Brewers pitcher, joining us here on 620 WTMJ. We'll talk to him again after tomorrow's contest. All right, we'll go a little beyond the box score, put all the records in one place, and nerd out a little bit together. Coming up on the other side of this break on 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed. But we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys have been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. We did the math. When you buy bagged mulch from the big guys, you pay $50 a yard. Why pay more for inferior mulch? When you buy from Erickson's, you'll get premium mulch for almost half the cost. And you'll see that even our economy mulch is better, for less than half the cost of bag mulch. And either choice is made with premium colorant that lasts longer. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Trust in your family's comfort at home with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. They're the oldest family-owned HVAC company in southeast Wisconsin. 4 generations of Ciders, and their highly trained technicians provide a one-stop shop for all home and business comfort needs, including an emergency service line that's always live and a 12-year parts and labor warranty on all Daikin products. Get peace of mind by scheduling maintenance today with Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. That's SEIDER, cider.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
Man, my Google Doc of tonight's game is just bonkers. There is a whole lot of notes. I think I had steam coming out of my computer at one point. You know, keeping all the numbers for our friends at FanDuel Sportsnet. But let me just go through some of my document here of things I want to talk about from this contest. And some of this I will have been repeating myself, but nonetheless, let me start with a fun one. 29 pitches from Jacob Mizorowski today that were at least 100 miles an hour. And that's a real 100, 100.0. This was a point of contention within the clubhouse I debated with the guys last year. Is 99.9 100, or is it 100.0 100? Everybody agreed 100.0 is 100. So that's also how we register it on StatCast. But 29 fastballs of at least 100 miles an hour. That's the second most in a game this year. Hunter Green dominates this list every year. He had 32 in his second start of the year on April 2nd against the Texas Rangers. So Mizorowski, second on that list tonight. He's now up to 43 pitches of at least 100 miles an hour. Then this was a stat on the heels of that blew my mind from friend of the program, Mike Petriello. He's kind of the godfather of StatCast. He works for MLB.com. He is one of the people that helped create StatCast and Baseball Savant. In 2008, the first year of the pitch tracking era, and it was still tracked out of the hand at that time. It wasn't with StatCast, but still the pitch tracking era, and it was still accurate. In the 2008 entirety of the season, including the postseason, there were 216 pitches the entire year across all 30 teams and postseason of at least 100 miles an hour. Jacob Mizorowski is already a fifth of the way there in his first 2 starts as a big leaguer? Oh, yeah, just shorten up and hit it the other way. Yeah, just don't be selfish, so stop taking big swings. Do you all realize how hard it is to hit right now? And I'm not trying to take any credit away from Jacob Misiorowski. To the parents who have kids who are in baseball, like, if you're 13 years old right now, don't be afraid of the highest velo on the batting machine. Like, go into that 70, go into that 80-mile-an-hour cage right now. I'm dead serious. It's not going to slow down anytime soon. Jacob Misiorowski's throwing 96-mile-an-hour sliders, you guys. Sliders! 96! Good luck. Amazing. Just flat out amazing. Back to the Google Doc here, going beyond the box score. Some other stuff, again, to reiterate from my freak out earlier. Modern baseball record. Most innings by a starter to start their career without allowing a hit. 11 innings. Now, non-starter, this is where you need the starter qualifier. The non-starter is Austin Cox. Started his Royals career in 2023 with 11 2/3 without allowing a hit. That's the only time Austin Cox has been in the big leagues, 2023. And he gave up runs later and was kind of a bridge man for the Royals that season. That was a year that the Royals were tanking. So, an all-time weird name to remember, but Misiorowski came 2 outs shy of the all-time record regardless of a starter or a reliever. Some other notes from this one, too. That double by Christian Yelich with the bases loaded that hit off the very, very tippy top of the wall in right center field, 429 feet. Would have been a home run in 27 ballparks. The only 3 that it wouldn't have been, of course, Target Field, Coors Field, and Chase Field. Makes sense. Big gaps for those high elevation spots. That wall in right center is so stupid. Anyway, it is the longest hit that was not a home run in Major League Baseball this year. 429 feet. Pretty much the maximum. And then we mentioned this oddity earlier. Yelly drove in 8 runs today, but he didn't score a run himself. That's the first time that's ever happened in Major League Baseball history. It's also the first time anybody's ever had 8 RBIs in a game without a home run. Ever. Speaking of, for the Brewers, it's the most runs in a game in Major League Baseball this season without a home run. Any team in baseball this year to score 17 runs without a home run. It's only the 9th time that's happened with that many runs since 2000. It's the second most such game in Brewers history. They had an 18-run output without a home run back in 1990 at Fenway Park. Man, the game was different then. So those are some of the oddities that are in my list here. Looking at Jacob Misiorowski's 100-mile-an-hour pitch counter. First inning, 5. Second inning, 5. Third inning, only 1. There were a few more breaking balls in there. Fourth inning, 7. Fifth inning, 7. Sixth inning, 4. But then that 25-minute wait sucked all the adrenaline out. He didn't cross over 100 miles an hour the rest of the game. Why'd they ice him? But I'm still fine with them sending him back out there. I thought it was a no-brainer, the right call, the right thing to do in this contest. We're going to hear from Pat Murphy in just a little bit. We're going to look around the out-of-town scoreboard and give you just kind of some vibe checks around the National League because there's some weird stuff happening right now. It's only June. There's still a lot of time, but we're 6 weeks away from the trade deadline. There's going to be some calls, and there's going to be some interesting decisions to be made across the National League because things are getting wonky. Back with more after this on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
It's not summer in Milwaukee without baseball and live music. Get the best of both when the Brewers take on the Rockies, featuring a post-game concert by Nelly June 27th and a Pat Murphy bobble on the 28th. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
Tyson's Home Farm Auto is opening a new store in Ripon, and they're hiring. They'd love to have you on their team. Join them for open interviews on Tuesday, June 24th from 9 to 7 and Wednesday, June 25th, 9 to 5 at the Ripon Public Library, or apply online at theisens.com/careers. Tyson's has over 50 immediate full and part-time positions available for sales associates, cashiers, receiving, and more. Tyson's offers a complete benefit package. Stop by the Ripon Public Library June 24th and 25th, or apply online for an opportunity to join Tyson's team.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Welcome back. I'm Dom Cotroneo. Brewers get the win. Let's go to our results of our Player of the Game poll. No surprise. You know who it went to. Jacob Mizorowski. I thought it was going to be a little more close. A little closer. 74% of the vote, I guess. I mean, Yelly had 8 RBIs. Pretty cool. A couple of the write-ins. Other Ortiz getting over the Mendoza line. Thank you, Ed. I understand the Miz excitement, but it's got to be Yelly here. This one from Ryan Ortiz, 30 points in the last few weeks. This one maybe laugh from Matt. Got a DFA Bowers. That 9th inning on the mound was unacceptable. Ruined his ERA. I feel for him there. But our Player of the Game Bowl is brought to you by International Autos Group. Just like the Player of the Game, you can drive into summer in style and save up to $10,000 on in-stock BMWs, Audis, Mercedes-Benz, and more. No tariffs, just huge savings. Visit IAMilwaukee.com. International Autos Group, where ordinary needs to be extraordinary. Brewers win tonight 17-6. Another text that rolled in here as well from Ginny and Vernon. Love that you're losing your mind over Miz. Texted that would the Brewers even score last week by the All-Star game? Well, certainly done that. And you know what I mean? They got to catch the Cubs. Could we tie them before the All-Star game? That would be really cool. Right now, the Cubs, so they lost today, did Chicago. And look, Chicago's really good. Let's not put the cart before the horse here, given you see them one more time before the trade deadline here at home in that week leading up to the deadline. But then you get them one last try, 5 games in 4 days at Wrigley Field. That's going to be, it could be the season series, right? Right now, the Cubs have the lead 3-2 because of that split and because of the rainout. So there's still much to be decided. And remember, if you get that season series, not only do you gain ground, obviously, in your season-long race, but you own that tiebreaker because if some reason you end up tied, there's no more game 163. You're just going to the tiebreaker. Who won the season series? So keep that in mind. They lost to the Mariners 9-4 today. Cal Raleigh, 29 home runs in June? I tweeted, if he continues on this pace, he can hit 40 homers. He's the AL MVP for me. Yeah, I know Aaron Judge plays in the American League. Aaron Judge isn't a catcher. He's in a switch hitter, playing almost every game. Kyle Raleigh's taken the crown from William Contreras for best catcher in baseball this year. It's not close. And he's a great framer. He's my AL MVP. If a catcher can't win MVP on a season like this, then when can they? So, Cubs lose today. So they're now on an L2. They're still 24-14 at home, which is amazing. They still have a .600 winning percentage. All 3 teams that are leading their divisions have a .600 or higher winning percentage. Now, partially, that's because of teams like the Rockies and the Pirates. But Philadelphia, they've won 3 in a row. The Mets have lost 7 in a row. The Mets lose again today to the Phils. That one, a 10-2 final for Philadelphia. So they're starting to play better ball. The Brewers haven't seen the Mets yet. They'll see them the week before the 4th of July. They'll be in Queens the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. And then the Mets don't come to American Family Field until August 8th, 9th, and 10th, a weekend here in the good land. So we're keeping an eye on the Mets because they've got some issues with their starting pitching. They just put Tyler McGill on the injured list as well. Frankie Montas has not gone well for them. Sean Manaea is nearing a return from his oblique strain, but they have Kodai Senga on the injured list right now with a hamstring strain. Just monitoring. Also, the Dodgers, after all the fracas with the Padres this past week, they are still in first place in the West, now up by 3.5 games. They lost today, though, did L.A. They lost yesterday, I should say, to San Diego. They're up 6-4 today on the Nationals in the bottom of the 8th. But San Francisco, they have come back down to earth. They're 42-33, which is still a very good record on the year. They're trailing 7-5 in the Rafi Devers Revenge Game series. Rafi playing the Red Sox, but in San Francisco. Rafi won't return to Fenway until next year, so we'll keep an eye out for that one as well. When you look at the wild card standings, the Crew still has some work to be done, right? With the Mets right there, and the Cardinals are still right there too. The Cardinals beat the Reds today. The Cardinals are 41-35. They just swept the White Sox. So the bad news for them is they just lost Ivan Herrera, one of their best hitters. He has a grade 2 hamstring strain. At least 2 weeks, probably closer to 6 weeks for him. That's massive. So if the playoffs started today, Mets are the number 1 wildcard seed. The Giants are second. And right now you got 3 teams virtually tied. The Padres, the Brewers, and the Cardinals, all tied at 40 or 41 wins right there. Then Cincinnati, 2 games back. It's going to be fun. And Arizona's back above 500. They beat the Rockies today in a slugfest. So we're monitoring, but it's fun to be in the mix again. They were 21-25, and now they're 20-10 over their last 30. Man, really, really good stuff. We're going to hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, coming up next here on your home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ.
On deck, more Brewers Extra Innings.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here for Experience Wisconsin. What a better place to spend the summer than here in Wisconsin. It doesn't exist. This is the place to be. And on Experience Wisconsin, we spin you around the state and introduce you to some pretty cool places and the people that are in those places. This week on Experience Wisconsin, it's Elkhorn and Milwaukee downtown. It is Saturdays at 1 o'clock on WTMJ. It's Experience Wisconsin. Family, romantic, all around great get-together ideas. We hope you'll join us.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
1-1 now to Jeffers. Line drive to left. Coming on Collins. He slides and makes the catch. Jeffers is out. And a tip of the hat from Jacob Mizorowski, and Isaac Collins sliding catch for out number 2.
The robot overlords tell us that was a 30% catch probability. Pretty darn good play from Isaac Collins. At the time, kept it a perfect game. Brewers win 17-6 tonight. Dyslexia of the mouth. Brewers win. It's fun. That was our Surfside play of the game. Brought to you by Surfside, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside iced tea and vodka, and Surfside lemonade and vodka, paired perfectly with a day at the ballpark, and stocked at American Family Field all season long. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was up at 5:15 this morning. I caddied this morning. I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to let Pat Murphy do some talking.
I think he stepped up even better than he was the first day. I think he was more in command. This team can really swing the bat and hit fastballs. It's tough to see the first few innings, so I wasn't certain how everything was going to go, but he was just as good. 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5, and it was perfect through 6. Huh? Wow, you don't see that very often. You got to give William credit too. He did a really nice job of putting down the numbers.
The efficiency that Miz had early on, that was big too, wasn't it? Those quick innings, 11 pitches, 12 pitches.
Sure is. Yep, he was attacking, and but mixing too. It wasn't just heater. So his cutter was a huge pitch tonight for him, and threw it often.
Was there thought after that long half inning to not bring him out?
Absolutely. He was adamant. He wanted to go out for 7 ups. I want to challenge myself. Yes, I'm getting towards the end, but I want to challenge myself. And it was a good time to have him do that.
Did you tell him in advance he'd have a short leash going back out?
Yeah.
Mark, what about the Castro slider, the strikeout in the first inning? You just don't see hitters try to defend themselves that way.
Yeah, he hadn't seen Miz yet, and it's really tough to see at that time. So our guys, that was just an indecisive swing. That happens. We do that too. You've seen our guys do it too. So Castro's a really good hitter.
Strikeouts, as impressive as they were, he got a lot of soft contact too. What was he doing to induce that? Those grounders. Yeah, I mean he was mixing, and then when you're mixing on a 101, that's and you're in the zone with the mix. Makes it tough.
Ken Murphy had him for 29 pitches of 100 miles an hour or more in a start, and when you hear that number, I know velo is, we get more probably cranked up about it than anybody, but
you can do the research. Like there's plenty of guys running around the league throwing 100 that are in AAA. It just happens. Now the 100 doesn't. He's got to learn that this is about pitching, and when he does what he does tonight, that 101's even more impressive. When he's behind in the count, or when he has nothing else but, or he's not in sync and behind the baseball, then that 101, he could be behind it. He'll never be above it 30 times because he'll be on the bench. So not trying to discredit it at all, but it is what it is. You see what Skeens is doing. Skeens can go 102, 103, and he's not doing it. He's pitching. And
I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. Thanks, Murph. We talked about that earlier with Jerry Augustine. He's not just a thrower. He's become a pitcher. It's been really fun to watch. Jacob Mizorowski, his first 2 starts in the big leagues. Oh, by the way, just looking into the crystal ball here, who his next start is going to be. Now, it could be Wednesday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The only reason it wouldn't be is because of the rain out, because of the off day. The Brewers actually had Mizorowski start tonight on 7 days rest. I don't think that's going to happen again. And do you go from 7 days rest right back to 4 days rest, regular rotation? Or do you try to give him one more day because you have an off day there after Wednesday's game against the Pirates, and then have him start a week from today, next Friday, against the Rockies? Point is, get your popcorn ready. Let's talk a little bit about tomorrow. We'll take our last break, a little quick one here, and then we say goodnight after this on your home of the Brewers. What a night! 620 WTMJ.
Coming up, more Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ. Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Israel targeting Iranian nuclear facilities while Iran responding with 100 attack drones.
Eric Billstad.
The Federal Appeals Court is ruling President Trump can keep control of the National Guard troops he sent to Los Angeles.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
The right lane is blocked. It is a car that looks like it's on its side.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
The 2015 Wisconsin men's hoops team gave us all a march to remember.
There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game.
On June 26th, enjoy an intimate celebration with the stars of the run with Made 'em Believe. Presented by M3 Insurance. World-class expertise and individual attention. Tickets are on sale now at uwhoops2015.com. Made 'em Believe, June 26th at the Orpheum Theater in Madison.
This is Brewers Extra Innings.
I'm on top of the world.
All right, I still got 5 more minutes here on the program. Like I just said, I'm tired, man. We made it. We made it. What a day. Quick turnaround. 1:10 first pitch each of the next 2 games. We'll be on the air at noon. Brewers warm-up getting you started with yours truly. I'm going to go try to find that audio from the last time the Brewers faced the Twins. And I said they don't need a 13-game winning streak. They just need a good stretch of games. And now in the 30 games since, they're 20-10. Pretty impressive stuff. So 1:10 each of the next 2 days. We're on the air at noon, both of them. And we have post-game shows after both of them. Jose Quintana gets the ball tomorrow against Simeon's Wood Richardson. He was optioned earlier in the year. Quintana trying to bounce back after his worst start as a Brewer, giving up 7 against the Cardinals, the only game the Brewers lost against St. Louis last weekend. So try to get him back on track. And then you go on Sunday with Quinn Priester on the mound. Quinn will be countered by Ryan Festa on the other side. Then you will see Paul Skeens next week here at American Family Field. Just don't know the firm date yet. Likely going to be Tuesday. But once we know for sure, we will let you know. Saw he was in Omaha cheering on his Tigers earlier this week. But then after the Pirates series, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the Brewers will play at 6:40 Monday and Tuesday, 1:10 on Wednesday. Off day next Thursday. We'll have post-game shows on both Monday and Tuesday. It won't be me, though, on Tuesday. That will be Bob Brainerd joining the fold once again here on the program. Then I'll have a Brewers Weekly on Thursday night. And then the Rockies come to town. Chance to keep the momentum going against the Pirates and the Rocks. 7:10 next Friday, 3:10 next Saturday, and 1:10 next Sunday. Then another off day. Quick little home 3 days off day. And then you go to New York. Take on those Mets. Hey, let's go Mets. Anyway, then you go Mets, Marlins for 4th of July, and then you're back home. 3 tough games against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ooh, it'll be really, really fun. Then, one more off day. Nats come to town, the final weekend of the first half, I should say. Then it's All-Star break time. 4 days off. Then you go out west. Last West Coast trip of the year. The Mariners and the Dodgers. I shouldn't say last, because actually the last road trip of the year features a West Coast trip where the Brewers will go to San Diego for their last road games of the year. And who knows, those could be really important for the wild card standings. Man, what a night. Just what an awesome night. These are the nights, man, that just make you smile about baseball. A kid making his dreams come true in Jacob Mizorowski. Isaac Collins playing in front of friends and family in his hometown. Grew up a Twins fan. Christian Yelich setting a new career high. Jackson Chourio having a great game as a 21-year-old. Funny moments with position players on the mound. This is why we love this game, man. Like it's just fun. It just feels easy right now for the crew. They're playing high-quality baseball, which is what the Brewers knew they could always do. They're a season high, 6 games above 500. They gain a game on the Cubs. They're 4.5 back now. You don't see the Cubs again until July 28th. What will the deficit be on July 28th? Will the Brewers be within striking distance, or will they have to try to get it closer with a series win there. I mean, the point of it all, as bad as it was going in May, and I know some people abandoned ship. I don't blame you. It was ugly in the beginning of the year. It's a different team now. Completely different team. There's energy. There's focus. There is some quality baseball being played in Milwaukee, and the rest of the league is getting put on notice. Oh, goodness. Here come the Brewers doing the dang thing again. And they're going to be buyers again at the deadline as this pace continues. Man, just fun. Just excited. Just really, really excited for what the rest of this first half could hold. It's all you can really ask for. They're competitive. They're an entertaining brand of baseball. Quality defense. Hope you got your tickets now. Check it out, Brewers.com. A lot of fun stuff on the way. All right, once again, tomorrow, noon on the air, Brewers warm-up, 1:10 first pitch. On deck show at 12:35 tomorrow. Jeff Levering, Lane Grindle will be on the call. Same time and place the next 2 days. 1:10 first pitch on both Saturday and Sunday. Evan Wittallison has been our producer, staying up late with us as well. Our thanks to him. My name is Dominic Cotroneo. Until next time, keep on swinging.
Attention, car buyers. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, buy it now from the International